Nothing like giant birds to make your yard into an oasis paradise and add a green barrier for privacy. The giant birds of paradise are easy to maintain and grow in poor soil. We live 4 miles from the Pacific Ocean in Southern California, and believe me, the soil is pretty crummy. Now, I got a D in botany, so I just pull weeds, cut overgrown vines, and hack down dead branches. I keep my suburban property neat and clean except for the dirty but beautiful jacaranda tree. My wife does that. The nice thing about giant birds is they are easy to maintain. Trimming their leaves is like cutting a giant piece of celery. These are some of the tools I use: a short pruning saw, a box cutter to trim the trunks, a hacksaw, which is my favorite for cutting low foliage. A pry bar comes in handy for chipping out bulging root systems like the one that was pushing out my brick trim, and a tree trimmer. This blade is set for tougher trees. For the soft birds, I like the finer teeth, which I've adapted to this trimmer. I usually trim the dying and overgrowth leaves before they get too dry and tough to cut. Cut them as close to the trunk as possible. Then I cut them in pieces for the trash man. The amazing thing about giant birds is you can really cut them back and they just regenerate with fresh foliage. All these were babies just 16 years ago. The giant bird flower clusters are very pretty and are full of a watery nectar or goo. Small birds drop in for a rest and a drink occasionally. Sounds good right now. Is it after 5? But when their white flowers turn dark, I usually cut them at the neck and dispose of them. I also cut down any flower pods that hang over my concrete because of the black goo deposits that are not fun to remove. If you wait till the bird pods dry, they look rangy and are more difficult to cut. Sometimes you may want to clean the dry husk or fuzz from around the trunk. I use a box cutter for that. I water these birds for about 20 minutes twice a week and do occasional trimming, and that's it. We don't fertilize them at all. So we have a giant green and clean barrier that we like to call our oasis.